Simeon Tuitt here, simeontuitt.co.uk. Now, this is just a quick follow-up video because last week I posted two videos that showed you, the dark side of home automation, or more to the point, what happens when things go wrong and your equipment malfunctions and doesn't work the way that it should. Now, that's not a big problem in and of itself. It depends who you purchased your, equipment from, because some sellers will sell you equipment for home automation, and if anything goes wrong, then they don't want to know. Whereas in my case, I've spent quite a bit of money, testing out different bits of equipment and purchased from multiple sellers. So when it comes to, knowing which are the best, basically, I think I've found that for myself. So if you want to get started in home automation, then be sure that, you start out at simeontuitt.co.uk, because, if you do go through my site and you do get my products, then I'm going to introduce you to the sellers that I actually use to purchase my equipment. So today I've actually taken delivery of a parcel because, as I say, last week, I posted two videos. You can check them both out. They're both on lighting. And I had this equipment, that just basically wasn't working. It kept dying, after about a week. Now, it was a light fitting. It just basically goes into any light holder, any lamp, and you put a light bulb in it. And then basically you can control it from a mobile phone, or you can control it from a control, or you can control it with voice if you do it the way that I do it. Now, I needed that to work for me. And in the case, the bad story was it didn't work at the time. It just kept dying. So I knew that basically the seller is kind enough to send me out a replacement part. So I wasn't too concerned about it. So today, this is the replacement. These are the replacement actual light fittings, because I did order two. So there should be two replacement light fittings in here, and I can get back to automating the bathroom, which is where this actual light fitting was, because every single light in the house is just basically controlled by either voice or through, a remote control. Now, I'm shooting this on my mobile phone, but my mobile phone, I control all my lights in the house, and basically if I was out, I could still turn the lights on and turn them off. So if I've just gone across the city, at night time, and I've left all the lights on in the house, firstly, my home automation system would turn them off automatically after I left anyway. But if it didn't, I could still turn them off from the other side of the city, or even the other side of the planet. This is what smart home automation is all about. It's about giving you smarter access and control to the devices that you use on a daily basis, just to basically make your life easier and to save you money in the process. So today I'm going to be setting up these light bulb fittings. I would actually open up the parcel, right now, but I like to keep a few things secret, so I don't want to actually tell you what parts I'm using. You have to pay me for that privilege. But jokes aside, I just really wanted to do an update video just to let you know what was going on with, the actual light fittings that I posted a video on last week, and this is the update. I've actually had my replacement parts, so I'm going to get back to automating the bathroom light, because at the minute, it's frustrating when you've gone through setting up automation and you've got so used to it. I mean, if I come in the house, the lights go on. If I go up the stairs and it's dark, the lights go on. If I stand in the center of the stairs, the lights will remain on until I've actually got off the stairs and gone into a room or gone into the office. So and then the bathroom's the same thing. Open up the bathroom door at night time, and usually, the PIR sensor would turn on the light. Whereas with the, malfunctions with the light bulb fitting, that wasn't the case. So it was getting really frustrating. And as part of the automation of the bathroom, I tied up the actual string that I used to pull to turn on the lights in the bathroom. So when I actually, didn't have a unit to basically be remote controlling the light in the bathroom, I was having to stand on the bath and pull the cable down that I'd actually tied up, and it was a bit frustrating. So it's nice to have the replacement parts, back. Now, because I've actually got two light bulb fittings, I'm going to be putting one in the bathroom, and then I think I'm going to put another one in a lamp. And because the seller is so kind, I'm going to continue purchasing from that seller, because, at the end of the day, they didn't have to do this. They didn't have to send that replacement part. They could have taken the stance of other people out there that will sell you devices and sell you home automation equipment, and just be like, well, you've purchased it, it's not working, well, so what? This seller isn't like that. None of the sellers that I now deal with are like that. You know, if I had any issues with anything, you know, they all go above and beyond to help me and to basically correct the problem. So in this case, you know, they've done that for me, and, you know, I will continue to buy parts from them, even though I think with this particular seller, I've purchased everything apart from one more thing. And this is something that I'm really eager to get my hands on, which is a door fitting, electronic door, electronic lock. So you can put it on any room. So I'm going to be putting it on rooms and the office, and basically you can control it from the remote control. Now, the way that I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to be voice controlling things. So I like the idea of that, of being able to basically just say door lock, or unlock door, or unlock bathroom door, or lock office, or whatever. Could you imagine that? That's just going to be insane. And I've just set myself up a very, very custom security system. So when people actually, well, I'm not even going to tell you how it works. You're going to have to wait for me to post a video on that. But I like the idea of, if anyone ever broke in, being able to lock them in the house until the police arrived. So, you know, you can imagine what you can do if you've got yourself some electronic door locks. I want people's only fear to be not the fact that they've got to get out the house quickly, the fact that they're not going to get out the house when I've got some electronic door locks on all the doors. So right now, that's a part that I haven't actually purchased yet, because it doesn't come complete from anywhere that I've seen it. And it basically comes with an AC adapter for one part of it, and then there's another adapter that I need to control the locking mechanism, and I have no idea what I'm looking for. So when I've actually worked that out, then that's going to be more experience and more knowledge that you can actually get from me by basically, you know, purchasing from simeontuitt.co.uk, you know, getting my introduction to home automation, and then taking that path and connecting with me and finding out how I'm actually setting my own stuff up, how I've set my own stuff up, because that's the most important part of the entire thing. It's being able to talk to somebody that's actually using the equipment that you're about to purchase, or that that you're looking to purchase. Because myself, you know, when I was checking out sellers, and, you know, even the sellers that are really, you know, good at, you know, delivering my products, most of them, if not all of them, do not actually use the products that they're selling. They're just basically, you know, it's like people that selling fitness equipment, or for instance, really fat people selling fitness equipment. You know, it's not a case that the equipment doesn't work. It's just a case of that's not their interest. That's not their passion. That's not what drives them. They're running a business, and they've found a product that people want, and they're selling it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it is a bit annoying when I'm trying to, you know, say, well, I've got this part and I want to see if it can integrate with this part. Do you know if it can? And then the seller goes, well, I don't know, because I don't actually use it. I've never actually opened it. I've never had any complaints in 2 years. But, you know, I can't tell you how the stuff works. So I had to purchase the equipment, you know, and a lot of equipment from multiple different sellers to check it out, see how it works. And in some cases, the instructions were completely useless. So that's what I'm saving you the pain of, you know, by basically purchasing my products to learn home automation. Because get this, as an example, I purchased this particular booster device because I've got so much equipment in the house in terms of radio frequencies and, you know, security cameras that are all wireless and all that kind of stuff, that, you know, eventually, you know, at some points I do get crossover and I do need to boost the signal. So I thought, okay, let's see if I can get a booster for the actual, you know, home automation equipment. And I found one, and I was like, cool, you know, I'll grab that booster. I want to find out how it works. And I was checking out to see how it works, and none of the sellers could tell me how it worked. They weren't telling me whether I had to pair up my devices with the actual booster, or whether the booster would automatically know what the, you know, what the devices were that it should be boosting and everything. So I thought, okay, great. Now I've got to purchase this piece of equipment. So I purchased it, and I got it, opened it up, and I looked at it, and I was like, okay, where do I put the batteries? Because there was screws in the back of the device, so there was nothing that you could pull off. It had its own back already on it, and I was thinking, okay, usually, you know, I'm pretty, you know, savvy at opening some electronic equipment, but in this case, this one just completely had me. And I tried to basically work out what I actually had to do to get into the thing. And I looked in the box to see if there was any instructions, and there was no instructions in the box. And I'm like, what's going on, you know? I'm thinking, okay, I've been given a booster device, and I have no instructions for how it works. So basically, I seen there was like a couple of screws in the back. Well, in fact, there was a lot of screws in the back. But first, before I could get to those screws, I had to take off the back stand, which I didn't even know whether it came off or not, so I wasn't sure whether I was going to break the device. But in the end, I got the back stand off, and then I seen about 8 different screws, tiny screws, and I was like, well, what are they for? So I don't know what possessed me, but I decided to get out a screwdriver, take out all the screws, open it up, and lo and behold, that is the battery department. You have to take out at least 8 screws before you can actually access the battery department. And then, what did I find in the battery department? The instructions. Yeah, seriously. I found the instructions inside the battery department that I had to actually open up with a screwdriver before I could get to it. And then one of the instructions on the actual instructions was something to the effect of, you need to remove the battery cover. Now, how the hell was I going to know that without having actually, had access to the instructions in the first place? So anybody else might have got it, sent it back to the seller and thought, okay, it's not working. I've got no instructions. You've not issued me with any instructions, But it's that kind of thing that you won't know that's coming your way. So when you go through simeontuitt.co.uk and get my introduction to, home automation, and then connect with me and basically take the path to home automation and setting up your own smart home, then I can save you the pain of actually having to go through experiences like that and buy from sellers that just don't know what they're talking about or know exactly what the equipment does. So like I say, I actually use this stuff on a daily basis. Or my light switches are automated. I can turn them off from my mobile phone. I can turn them off from the remote controls. I can turn them off with my voice. But this is not stuff that you're going to find out how to do from other people, because all my home setup is bespoke. It's all custom to me, because I couldn't find any cheap solutions out there. Because all home automation equipment comes with what's called a hub, or needs a hub, which is what connects all the electronic devices. Now, a hub will usually cost you a few £100s, in the range of about £300. Then if you was to get, light fittings that, fit the hub and work with the hub, usually that's about 90 quid to 100 quid per light fitting. So kind of like the light fitting I'm putting in the bathroom, which I didn't pay anywhere near that amount. I could have got about 8 different light fittings for the house for the price of, an average light fitting that goes to a hub. And that's what I say, this is a completely custom system that I built myself, and put together myself, because I wanted to find a way for anybody to be able to get into home automation cheaply and to basically have no excuses because it was that cheap to get into. And that's what you're going to find out when you start connecting with me and buying my products and basically just doing it the way that I've done it. And then if you've got any questions, I can tell you what you need to be doing, and I can tell you what should be working because I've done it. So thanks for checking out this video. Like I say, it was just a follow-up to the last 2 videos I did last week. If you've not seen them, then be sure to check them out. You'll either find them on simeontuitt.co.uk under my latest posts, or basically just go and check out my YouTube channel, and you shall find the videos there, which you can watch in their entirety. So thanks for watching this update. I know there's not much really to be seeing on the actual video screen, but I just really wanted to do an update just to let you know what's going on. So thanks for watching. Bye for now. Follow-up video. I know I just wrapped up the other video, but I've just actually opened the package that I got from the seller with the replacement parts. Now, as I say, I purchased 2 light bulb fittings from the seller, and both malfunctioned. The first one I purchased, that malfunctioned, and they sent me out a replacement. They basically said they was going to send me a replacement. Because of that, I purchased another one from them, so I'd actually purchased 2. So the seller has actually sent the 2, replacements for the ones that I purchased, and they've even replaced the one that they sent out as a replacement in the first place. Now, if that's not a quality seller, I don't know what is, but that's what I mean. The contacts and everything that I've, built and basically found through my own experimentation and purchasing from different sellers, end of the day, when it comes to having quality sellers that can provide me with the equipment that I need, and that can provide you with the equipment that you need to automate your home, at the end of the day, this is where you need to be coming. You need to be coming to simeontuitt.co.uk, starting your path there, and I will connect you with the people that you need to basically be purchasing from, because quite simply, they go above and beyond when it comes to customer service. So thanks for checking out this video. If you haven't already done so, get to simeontuitt.co.uk. Go and grab the introduction to home automation and start your path just there. So bye for now.